You know what it's like when you've been on a plane and a baby just starts crying. Sometimes the baby can cry so loud, it's very agitating, and you can tell everyone's kind of tense, right? Nobody wants the baby to not be okay, and the parents are desperately trying to keep that baby comfortable and not crying. You can just feel it in the air. And there's also a large annoyance because it's kind of like, when will the baby stop crying? And when is this going to be comfortable? Because, wow, right? It's just like you're in this cabin with this noise. So I love babies. I have a wonderful story to kind of share with you today because something magical happened on a plane trip once back from Orlando. My husband and I we were at the bulkhead. Within minutes, this baby just started screaming. I didn't see the baby because it was behind us. We guessed about 4 rows back, and it was wailing. You could tell it was pretty new baby, and you could feel the parents, and everyone was like kind of quiet, praying that this wouldn't continue. So the interesting thing was, I was drawn inside of me. I just was pulled inside, and I got really, really quiet. Now, I always carry earplugs with me anyway that are really good. So I had them on, but I was feeling into the whole plane and how it was resisting and pushing against the crying, not the baby, but the crying. And suddenly something miraculous happened. I spent probably about 15 or 20 minutes just being inside, noticing the entire cabin, noticing the parents, the energetics of the parents, the frequency that they were emitting, fear and like embarrassment. I was able to get into the nitty gritty of this, right? It's not really, there aren't words to describe this to the degree that I was able to see it. I'm just very easily able to connect with like the mechanics of what's really going on inside. And you might say it's psychological understanding. It's deeper than that. It's the frequency that I can connect with. I stayed in there and stayed in there, and I got quieter and quieter. And suddenly I saw myself giving the baby everything it would want instead of resisting that child or wishing it weren't happening. This is that wanting that you've heard me talk about. And if you haven't heard me talk about it, you can see it in the disapproval trap. I have a video about that. I could even link it below, but you want to look for that because of the way we disapprove of ourselves. But I talk a lot about wanting, the things we want create a problem. Wanting keeps you in lack. Wanting pushes away the thing that you're wishing to have, the thing you're praying for, wanting, that wanting, that desirousness. There's a lust there that is pushing away the thing you so dearly would love to have or desperately want to have. That desperation, it sends a message to the universe that, I don't have it. And the universe it's a unilanguage. It's going to give you yes. It's going to always tell you yes. So whatever you are wanting, which is lacking, whatever you tell the universe, even if you don't know you're doing it, that's what you're going to get. Right? I could feel that everyone was wanting this to change, wanting it to be different, not wanting to be mean to the child or anything, because it's not the kid's fault. I mean, it's in a pressurized cabin and there's people, it's different. So suddenly, like, I just saw everything that child needed. So I gave it to the child. I just imagined very deeply because I'm super disciplined in my capacity to focus. My capacity to focus tends to change things without, especially if I don't want it to change. So I just did this thing. I gave it a diaper change. I gave it sitting in the chair with the mama's breast for feeding, or maybe a bottle. I don't know how they do it. I gave it the soft surroundings it's used to. Then I brought the daddy in. I just put every scenario I could together. Right. This is a beautiful thing. And suddenly, within like about a minute of doing that, it was really clear that it was like in time, as though I had shifted through time into time so it could have that now. And anytime we're in the now, that's when all things kind of come together. When we're in the past and in the future, which is what the mind does, we ping pong back and forth, past and future, we are never in now. You don't, if past and future, you're missing it. That's the gap. That's the space that you are missing yourself. So when we're in the now, we're in our plexus solaris, which I've talked about before. Let me put this down. It's from here down. It's kind of like if you spread your pinky to your thumb. It's from your belly button up. And it can also be further down into the dantian. Let me fix this again. All right, so suddenly, this is the part that was magical. It was just kind of all happened together, and I'm trying to break it down for you little bit by little bit. So here's the cool part. Suddenly, my chest blew open in this beautiful green, like force came out of me, and it swooped back and around, and I was just totally present to this very moment. And I didn't know where the baby was, but this force within me, and green, by the way, is the heart chakra, with some pink, like little ribbons, it flew out of me, kind of blasted my chest open, like where I took a breath, like, and it landed in that aisle with that baby, and the baby instantly stopped crying. My husband nudged me, said, "Did you do something?" I'm like, "Well, I think I did." And that started a whole new way of working with things in the realm of the fields around us. That baby did not cry for the next 2 or so hours, whenever it was that we finished. It was silence, complete silence. And you could feel, I could still feel, although it like blasted me open at first, this big green force, landed on that baby, and it was just quiet. I stayed with it because I knew that I was onto something here, right? Something completely out of the blue. I had no idea what I was doing, but this often happens with me. Something brand new comes out of the quantum field, and it just opens up for me. So it gives me an amazing opportunity to play with what's here now. And also it gives me a really big wizard book, is what I call it. All kinds of things that come to me working with people or being in situations. Now, I have 3 other stories like this, which I will go ahead and share with you. I could do another baby one or another police pulling you over, like for speeding. I'll have that in the next video too. But before I even sign off here, this really switched things out for me. And I could tell it was all through love. Miracles happen through love. It was not through wishing it stopped. And that is a key point to anything that you think you don't like shifting into having something spectacular happen in your life. It is a completely different way of coming at things. And I could feel the mechanics or the frequency, which is weird, but frequency can be felt. It's measurable. This is not like mystical. People want to make it so woo-woo. It's not. It's actually happening every moment that you're talking, thinking, being with others. Frequencies are constantly happening. Your emotions are a frequency. The things you think are a frequency. It's measurable. There's been tons of work done in the scientific field around this. It's just not something that we're typically aware of. One of the masters that I have studied was one of the first people to actually put this out into the world, and other people have taken it from him and made their own out of it. Staying with that child, that the energy of the whole cabin, the people, the parents relaxed, the people relaxed, and there was a frequency flowing through that entire airplane that was completely different. And yet there was still a little tiny bit of people hoping that it wouldn't come back. So I stayed with that energy, and I kind of harmonized the rest of the plane to keep them in the smooth. And then after about 10 minutes, everyone let go and dropped that stuff. There's a way to drop the importance. There's a way to unhook from this. I hope it doesn't happen again. Oh my gosh, please, dear God. That is wanting. That keeps you putting into your field what you don't want. And then you wonder why you have it, right? So look, if this is giving you like any kind of like inspiration, like something that maybe you've experienced, I'd love to hear it from you in the comments below. And also look for that next video coming up here shortly. I want to do the policeman who pulled us over. We didn't never know why. We were meandering down a back road coming from New Jersey to Pennsylvania. Like, I have no idea what happened. It's pretty fascinating. Go check it out. And listen, share this. Someone else might love to hear it as well. I'll see you soon. Ciao. Take care.